Module 21. Line etching printing. Apparatus and materials. Zinc copper iron block size 7 inches into 7 inches. Tracing and carbon paper. Etching drawing needle, scraper or a metal file. Brasso sticker paper, black printing ink, chop out solution, inking knife, hard ground, inking glass, paper for printing, cotton rags and kerosene for cleaning, printing machine, hand gloves, face mask, roller or brayer, hot plate, wooden felt, plastic tray, nitric acid solution, nitric acid of 60% purity. Hard ground layer is of light cream. To make the drawing visible, smoke the block. After the block is smoked, it will look like dark black. Draw or trace the design or sketch on the block. This sketch can be further improved at the time of the final drawing on the block. The process of etching was invented by German artist Daniel Hopfer during the time duration between 1470 to 1536. Along with etching, he also developed the techniques of engraving, mezzotinting, and aquint among the integral methods of fine art printing. Now draw the image on the block with the help of pointed etching needle or tools with light pressure. The process of etching was more easily adopted by artists and printmakers as compared to engraving. The principal advantage being that very little knowledge of metalworking was needed for etching, and anyone with a fair hand at drawing could easily practice etching to produce good results. Hence, etching became popular. The first dated etching is from 1513 by the Swiss artist Urs Graf, 1485 to 1529. But Albrecht Dürer, 1471 to 1528, was also making etching about the same time. In traditional etching, a metal plate usually made from zinc, copper, or steel is coated with a Vexy acid resistant substance called ground, upon which the artist draw his design with a metal needle exposing the bare metal as he does so. The plate is then immersed in acid. The acid eats into the metal, where it is exposed by the design, resulting in lines in the plate. The plate is then wiped clean of all the ground. The plate is inked using the same method as for engraving. Several artists are known to produce unique prints combining various methods of printmaking, like Rembrandt and Francisco Goya. Daniel Hofer initially used the technique of etching in Augsburg, Germany to decorate armor before actually using it for fine art printmaking. Another noted innovator was the French printer Jacques Callot (1592 to 1635), who made significant improvements in etching technique. To begin with, he invented the ecope, a type of needle with a slanted oval tip, which enabled etchers to produce a gradually rising line. Next, he designed an improved formula for the Vexy ground used on the copper plate. This improvement resulted in deeper lines being made by the acid, thus extending the lifespan of the plate, and also minimized the risk of the ground being eaten into the wrong areas. Caillot was experimented heavily with the stropping out technique. This involved allowing the acid to eat slightly into the whole plate before covering it in ground and re-soaking it in acid, a process which facilitated the creation of shaded areas. Caillot's advances were published in his Manual of Etching and disseminated throughout Italy, Holland, Germany, and England. In 1746 to 1828 in Spain, Francisco de Goya, one of the world's most influential printmakers, was the undisputed leader of the Romanticism art movement. In 1799, he produced a series of 80 etchings entitled Los Capricos, commenting on a range of human behavior. In 1812 to 15, following the Napoleonic War, he made a set of acquainted prints called The Disasters of War, depicting scenes from the battlefield. The prints remained unpublished until 1863. Other masters and etchers include Albert Althofer (1480 to 1538), the pioneer of copper etching, Parmigianino (1503 to 40), the great Mannerist artist from Parma, Claude Lorrain, Rembrandt, Giovanni Benedetto Castiglione, and the Dutch etchers Essais and Jan van de Velde. Hercules Sagers, noted for his integral color etching of the 17th century, and Canalito Chiambattista Piranesi, noted for his Canzeri di Invention imagery prison scenes, the Rococo master Giovanni Tiepolo, Daniel Chodwicki, and William Hogarth from the 18th century. These artists were followed in the 19th century by master etchers such as Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, noted for L. Odalisque 1825, Eugene Delacroix, the tragic French artist Charles Marion, and in England Sir Francis Seymour Haddon and James Nakewell Whistler. In Germany, the technique was championed by Max Kingler (1857 to 1920), whose nightmarish prints influenced a number of surrealists. This technique of graphic art is still in practice today, but has never been as popular as it was in the 17th century. In America, artists who were important printmakers and etchers included Thomas Moran (1837 to 1926), Stephen Parrish (1846 to 1938), Henry Ferrer (1837 to 1903), and the landscape printer Robert Swain Gifford (1840 to 1905). Jyoti Bhatt. Jyotindra Manshankar Bhatt was born on 12th March 1934 in Gujarat in India and is an artist best known for his modernist work in printing and substantial contribution to the field of printmaking, painting, and also his photographic documentation of rural Indian culture. He studied painting under the teachers like N.S. Bandri and K.G. Subramaniam at the Faculty of Fine Arts, Maharaja Sayajirao University, MSU in Baroda. Later, he studied fresco and mural painting at Banasthali Vidyapeeth in Rajasthan, and in the early 1960s went to study at the Accademia di Belle Arti in Naples, Italy, as well as the Pratt Institute in New York. Jyoti Bhatt has completed diploma in painting with graphic arts and post-diploma with a specialization in creative painting from the MS University. Jyoti Bhatt's mission as a painter and a graphic artist to preserve and to seek inspiration from the fast disappearing folk art traditions of rural India. He worked as a painter from 1954 to 1969 and taught at the Faculty of Fine Arts in Baroda. He says, "I was never interested in studies. You may say that since I was not good for anything else in life, I became a painter. I studied painting and printmaking at the Faculty of Fine Arts Baroda under stalwarts like N.S. Bendre, Sankho Chaudhary, and K.G. Subramaniam. In the 70s, I learned the Integalo method of printing and screen printing. Since the 70s, Bhatt, a member of group 1890, has been inspired by the colorful stylish motifs of cross-stitched embroidery, rangoli motifs, and the use of traditional calligraphic ideograms from his native Saurashtra. Deeply impressed by Anand Kumarswamy's book Medieval Shinalse Art, Bhatt realized that folk art has many strands which reinforced one another. Living within a creative network, an individual's artist attains a special stature and refinement. The disappearance of his network with the breakdown of traditional cultures is bound to cause cultural impoverishment. he says. But claims that he has never regretted stopping paintings and taking to photography as an art form. The photo documentation work is equally creative. Also, my work has brought into spotlight those umpteen tribal artists who were deprived of any recognition or a reward, he states. In his writing about printmaking processes, he emphasizes the versatility of the intaglio process. So, intaglio process depends on a principle exactly opposite of the relief printing. The image to be printed is incised on a smooth and shiny surface of a thin metal sheet, usually of copper and zinc. Image is made on it by engraving or scoring the surface with appropriate but rather exclusive tools. Apart from the skill and experience, working directly on the hard metal plate requires muscle power to make a line or mark on the plate as a tool is pushed away. This has a considerable effect on the final appearance of the image. All engraved lines have very sharp edges and variations in thickness, thereby making the image look somewhat rigid. But the image can also be created by etching it out with acid. For doing this, the surface of the plate is coated with an acid resisting ingredient, usually a mixture of wax, fine rosin, and bitumen. The image can be drawn with any kind of pointed tool on the coated surface in a manner similar to using a pen on paper. This removes the coating only from the areas where the lines and marks are made. When the plate is immersed in acid diluted to required strength, it eats away only those areas where the surface is exposed. Lines can be controlled by making the drawing by using tools of various kinds and sharpness, and thereafter with the effect of the acid bath in terms of dilution, time, and temperature. Compared to engraving, the images drawn and etched in this manner have fluidity and calligraphic character. There are several techniques: etching, aquatint, dry point, mezzotint, etc. used for making matrices for integral prints. Unlike most woodcuts, print integral prints can have minute details, subtle tonality, and a large variety of textures. Somnath Haur was among the pioneers in India who used this method in quite original way. He had also made blind prints in which the inkless images he printed with from matrices made on cement slabs appeared as embossed. Although printed by very high-tech processes and machines, the most common example of integral printing we are familiar with are currency notes printed from engraved plates. Brand names and logos, etc., on plastic bags and fine designs on textiles are sometimes printed by the similar methods known as photogravure. Several photographers had used this during early decades of the last century for giving art touch to their photographs. Some printmakers in Western countries are using this, but none in India. It was partially Bhatt's enthusiasm for integral printmaking technique which he had gained knowledge at the Tamarind workshop in New York that caused other artists such as Jairam Patel, Bhupen Kharkar and Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh to take up the same process. Bhatt and his compatriots at the Faculty of Fine Arts in Baroda soon came to be known as the Baroda School of Indian Art. Late in the 1960s, Bhatt was asked to take photographs of Gujarati folk art. It soon became one of the artist's passion to document traditional Indian craft and design work. This disappearing art of rural Gujarat became a focus. Though Bhatt worked in a variety of mediums, including watercolors and oils, it is his printmaking that ultimately garnered him the most attention. With works are in numerous international collections including the Museum of Modern Art, New York, the Smithsonian Institution, Washington DC, and the British Museum, London. To this day, artist and printmaker Jyoti Bhatt is known for his unique combination of tribal motifs and folk art motifs into the realm of printmaking, namely line etching. The tenacity of the edged lines and the detail required for folk and tribal art make the prints intricate and rare. The subjects explored seem to be contemporary and rural life oriented, while the artist aims to capture two aspects of an ever evolving world around him, from the yesteryears to the din of today's urban influences. Jyoti Bhatt lives and works out of Baroda. After drawing, the black side of the block can be etched. So first cover black side of the block with an acid resistant coat, black Japan or plastic sticker. The block is now ready to be etched using a nitric acid solution. This is the etchant solution. 1 part nitric acid and 8 part water. Nitric acid of 60% purity. To prepare the tint, mix carefully 1 part nitric acid with 8 parts water in a plastic tray. Now gently and carefully place the block in the acid solution in the plastic tray. It should be noted that for a normal edged line, the duration of soaking the block in acid is 25 minutes. There is possibility of air bubbles forming during the etching process, hence it is imperative one removes them using a feather or other such implement at the time the block is being etched. Remove the plastic sticker and hard ground from the block with the kerosene. Now to prepare the ink to be used on the block, black ink is poured onto the inking glass. A few drops of linseed oil are added to the ink. Using a brayer or a roller, the ink and oil are mixed on the inking glass. Now this ink is ready to use on the block. It should be noted that the Integilo process fills up ink in the block crevices and the upper relief surface should be wiped clean and over the edges too. The paper to be used to print is kept soaked and blotted half an hour before the print is taken and should be damped when being printed for Integilo process. A final registration is made on the machine. Take the final print on the ready damp paper. make the addition number on the paper. Write all the details like date and signature on the print.